try to, rally back your energy. And I know other teams do it, but it's just not easy for anybody. So to be able to have a full day to recover and then yesterday, and then a day to relax today, and then kind of figure out where we're going, and we'll build it as a normal week starting tomorrow.
I apologize to ask this again. Our battery died. Can you just recount the story again? He came to you when you were playing at Walla Walla.
Yeah, I mean, Coach Munson and I met when I was playing at Walla Walla Community College. He was recruiting me, and and fortunately for him, he found a better player. And kind of to let me down easy in the recruitment, he told me if I ever wanted to get into coaching, to give him a call. And he probably told a lot of people that, but I didn't forget it. And at the end of my playing career, through my junior college coach, Jeff Rhineland, we reached out to Coach Munson, and he gave me an opportunity to come up there and be a GA. And so that's how it started. He kind of gave me my first shot in the business.
Thank you.
Do you think that, is there similarities in what he does to what you do, what you do?
Listen, I don't know. We never coached together, and we've been, on different paths in different programs for 25 years. So, maybe we'll see some. I don't know. I'm sure he'll run his classic play crackdown. It was an old Gonzaga staple from back in the day that I think he still runs. We don't really run it much, but I think there'll be fun things like that I'll find out this week. To be honest with you, I haven't watched his team play that much, so you're pretty focused on your team and your upcoming opponents. So I'm going to actually probably enjoy sitting down and watching his team play the next few days.
Does it feel on some level to know, okay, he's been fired whenever they end? If you win, that's the end of his time.
I got a job, and my job's to lead the Arizona basketball program, and so that's where 100% of my effort and energy is. And he has a job. He still has a job, even though he doesn't maybe going forward there. But he's going to coach again somewhere, and I'm sure they're going to use it as a rallying point for their program to see if they can play one more.
Is there any advice that you have still the newcomers whose first NCAA tournament this will be?
Enjoy it and let it rip, and they know that you're playing in a meaningful event, that kind of captivates a nation, and bring your swag, bring your energy, and throw haymakers. That's how we're going to come out.
We're all going to go home and analyze the heck out of this matchup and all that, but how much of this is just about you guys and how you play?
I think at the end of the day, always this time of year, the first thing you gotta do is you gotta do what you do well, and it's going to be a short prep on a team you haven't played, they haven't played you, and you got to come. You got to do the things you do well and focus on that this week, because that's the number one thing. You're not going to drastically change what you do.
What did you think of it? In general, I know you don't look too far ahead, but they're talking on the commentary about perfect path for Arizona and Final Fours in Arizona.
That's great for you guys, and you guys get to analyze that. I don't. I'm going to be honest with you. I didn't even know the other half of the Pac-12 bracket this week. So I knew who we would play next, and I was trying to keep it that simple. That's a better space for me to be in as a coach for my program.
How do you keep the players from looking too far ahead themselves as well? Keep your similar mindset?
Well, we talked to them about it, and I always believe, if they're, and it's hard because there's a lot of outside noise, but if they're more attracted and captivated by the outside noise, maybe we're not doing a good enough job internally in our program on, bringing things back home, and we're a program that takes a ton of pride in our culture. And we know we're not perfect, but we work on it on a daily basis. And there's not a perfect culture in the world, but I know ours is healthy and strong, and so I think our guys will be locked in.
Now that it's officially March, how important is it now this year having players like Caleb and Shad who've made it far in March? Is that something that you attribute to anything when you start training?
I guess it's nice to have guys that have been there, done that. They're there's some comfort in that, but at the end of the day, been there, done that doesn't guarantee anything. You got to come out Thursday. It's a one-game season, and you got to play well to earn the right to get the second game.
Tom, how do you feel like? You said you're rested. You said something I think last week that once the Pac-12 tournament comes, you can't really work on getting better. Do you feel like you have a little moment, especially because the problems again you had offensively, etc.
Yeah, we'll definitely look at some stuff this week, but nothing crazy. I'm sure a lot of it's cleaning up things we normally do, and just kind of recentering ourselves on what our values are and our identity, and then you look at your opponent and figure out the best way you need to attack them, and that'll be our focus this week. It won't be anything drastic.
How was Kylan holding up, and were you aware of that photo?
Yeah, no, we're aware of it, and we've handled it internally, and that's all I got to say about that. We got a strong culture, and but again, I say we're not perfect, but we love Kylan, and I have no worries moving forward.
Yeah, I was just wondering if it affected him or the team.
No, I mean, no.
And how about Caleb too? Just the kind of.
I mean, he just didn't play well. I mean, he's had a great season, just didn't play well the last couple games, and we can't overthink it. I mean, we don't need to make a mountain out of a molehill. He's a great basketball player. He just needs to get out there and play well on Thursday.
A lot of times fans will say, like, I'm glad we got the stinker out of the way. Like, you got, in a way, like, that you guys played poorly is almost beneficial. Do you buy that at all?
Well, I mean, I don't know. I mean, fans justify things a lot of ways. And that's what's cool about being a fan is you get an opinion and you get a voice with your friends, But, I mean, those things don't really penetrate us. And, we would have loved to play better, and, we would have loved to win the Pac-12 tournament, but we didn't. So, we got to play the hand we're dealt. And the hand we're dealt now is, getting rested and re-energized and heading up to Salt Lake to play Long Beach. I mean, we're not overthinking it anything more than that.
Is there anything to that in terms of, not winning the tournament? You see maybe some things that you need to fix instead of winning it, and just
you hope so. Like I said, you play the hand you're dealt, and as things show up, you address them. So, we'll take a look at some of that stuff, and we already have as a staff. I mean, we're locked and loaded. We just need to kind of take a look at Long Beach State and figure out how that looks against us, and then we'll make some decisions on what we want to do.
Have you when you guys do keep in touch, I mean, over the years, have you talked to Dan about just the challenges there? I mean, that's a hard place to get it going.
Well, I mean, he's also had a lot of success there. He's also had a lot of success, and maybe it's a hard place to win consistently every year, but he's done an admirable job. He's 17 years at a place like Long Beach State. That says something about your staying power. The only complaint I have about Munns is we shouldn't be playing this game because he and I had agreed this year to play a guarantee game.
Really?
We had agreed. I was down in Mexico. I remember exactly where I was at when we agreed, and then I get back, and a couple weeks later, I check in with TJ, like, hey, did you get that deal done with Munns, that contract? And in the meantime, they found someone else. So we were supposed to play this year, and without Munns telling me, he canceled it, took someone else, and had we played, we wouldn't have matched up against him. So this is Munns' fault.
Well, that's interesting because, like, Zaga, you don't really seem to want to play them. Is that you technically?
Yeah, I mean,
owe
listen,
them
guys. I don't think you guys understand how close we are.
Yeah.
I mean, we're a family, and that doesn't mean we're not professionals and not on our own paths, but we're literally a family, and it's a very unique situation. I mean, our kids are more like cousins than friends, and our wives are best friends. As coaches, have been in the battles together. We're great friends. So, I mean, I think the relationships run that deep, and you guys obviously don't see it publicly because we're not doing it publicly. I mean, it's all privately, and so, yeah.
How do you feel just overall the three teams you've had here entering the tournament? Do you feel like you're a little more versatile and maybe more equipped to go different directions?
I really like this team. I mean, this team's capable of winning games in March, and that's the ultimate goal when you put it together is to be able to win games in March. I feel like we're capable of that, but me feeling we're capable doesn't guarantee anything. Now you got to go out and do it. I definitely feel like we're healthier this year than maybe we have been the past couple of years, especially last year. So I mean, I'm taking that as a positive.
And then we've talked about this before this year, but just Keyshawn and Caleb too, just experience they've had. How much now that the tournament's here? How much do you think that?
Well, I think it means a lot. I think it means a lot. I think they can send a great message to your team about what it takes in this tournament and what their teams went through, and every tournament run, even if you do make a deep run, it's not without some struggle and some adversity, and how you stay the course to overcome that. I mean, I think it'll be something. It'll be a great asset to us.
Thank you.
Thank you, Coach.
Thank you, Coach.
Bruce.